Goblins on your National Public Radio. This is your host, Tweed Coriander. Of course, News Goblins, a show that each week we talk about the connection of jazz to the farm-to-table movement. With me, as always, is my co-host, the chocolate to my Merlot, the Kierkegaard to my Camus, Miss Spruce Cinnamon.
Hello, Tweed.
Hello, Spruce.
Isn't it just a lovely day? I walked into the studio and I thought, this is a lovely day.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
It's like the notes you don't play in jazz. It's the temperature it isn't.
I believe in jazz that's called umami, the umami flavor.
I can't do this anymore. I'm out.
This isn't what the podcast is.
We're actually a weekly podcast that talks about all things nerdy and nerddom.
Nerd stuff and butts and whatnot.
And I'm actually Leslie.
All right. And I really am. Well, I already forget my fake name. Okay, I'm Jared.
Tweed Coriander. Hi, Jared.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. I ate some Snyder's pretzel logs earlier, old-fashioned pretzel rods. Those were good.
Are we being sponsored by Snyder's old-fashioned pretzel rods?
No.
That's very specific.
No, they hurt deeply.
Oh.
They gave me the pretzel runs.
Ew, why would you think that, and then why would you say it out loud?
I don't know. I get nervous. This microphone's right here.
Okay.
What are we talking about today,
We actually
Leslie?
have a lot of things to talk about today.
Oh, so I shouldn't just bullshit on for
No,
10 minutes?
probably not. Last week was an explosion of news in the nerd world.
Okay.
So let's jump right in it, and I can already feel our friend Cal correcting me on the pronunciation of this gentleman's name.
Calrections.
So, screw you, Cal. It was revealed this week, although it's always kind of been a rumor, that a man named C.B. Cebulski, I believe, 10 years ago wrote under a pseudonym that was Akira Yoshida. And Cebulski, I'm just going to call him CB because every time I say that, I'm like, I know that's wrong. CB was set to be editor-in-chief of Marvel this week. He was supposed to start his job, and instead, this sort of came out. And the weird thing is that this has always been a rumor. So a lot of magazines and, comic book journalists have tried to get to the bottom of this. Bios have been published with. So Bleeding Cool, for instance, in their article about this said, Yoshida was a Japanese writer who in interviews told us that he had worked for manga publications, went to U.S. comic conventions, befriended the likes of Pat Lee, and started working in American comics as a result. Mm-hmm. And editor Mike Martz said he met him and in fact had this whole story he would tell about this guy's Godzilla collection and how jealous he was of it. So this was it was sort of a multi-level thing, which that is only interesting because now CB is sort of like, oh, it was, it was just I just did it for a little while and it was no big deal. But also he has denied it and other editors have denied it. It's bad on two levels. There's two levels here to consider.
Assume the 100 follow-up questions I'm about to ask and explain more, would you?
Obviously, this is a complicated thing, right? So obviously there's the issue of just straight up, appropriation and racism. Like, the guy wanted to be a writer and he chose a Japanese E name. Yeah. And wrote Japanese E tropes, which now in retrospect seems pretty racist. Yeah. The other issue is that Marvel Comics at the time made it policy to not allow Marvel staffers, so editors, to write for each other. So CB at the time, being an editor, was writing under Yoshida so he could write for other editors.
Oh, damn. Okay, but did you get to the bottom of this Mission Impossible Kaiser Soze stuff about people actually thinking they met Yoshida?
They lied. It's not complicated. They were giant liar faces who lied.
They lied.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The conspiracy is they were full of lies.
Okay.
That's it.
He's not a shapeshifter, you're saying. He just has friends who are liars.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. So that's not complicated. And it's just sort of a slap in the face for a lot of writers who wanted to write these tropes, but they wanted to write them honestly.
Yeah.
Because they were from their own cultures, and yet they were told that perspective, wasn't welcome. And yet this white guy with a white background came and said, "Oh, all right, whatever you like, all right, whatever you want, samurais fighting for honor. Okay, cool, we'll do that."
Huh. Did he write for Marvel under this pseudonym?
He wrote for Marvel, Dreamwave, Dark Horse, and Marvel. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, okay, so tell me, he was lined up for the promotion to be what now?
To be the editor-in-chief. Like this week was going to take the job.
Wow, okay, so who blew the whistle on this story?
I didn't write his name down.
It seems, I just mean it's very timely. So,
it was
so
another...
somebody was sitting on this and thought, okay, it's time to blow the story.
A lot of people were sitting on this. But there was, in fact, one person who sort of blew it up on Twitter, and then it kind of took on a life of its own.
Huh. Well, dick move. So are there going to be repercussions? Did he lose the job, or is he the editor-in-chief of Marvel now?
As far as I know, right now he is still set up to be editor-in-chief. It was sort of hoped for a minute that he was going to be replaced actually by someone else that he had hired. And then she came out in defense of him.
Huh.
So now everybody's like, well, obviously not that now.
Interesting.
So it's a giant, huge mess. And it is not the only issue that Marvel is facing this week. Marvel's had a bad week. Yeah.
Well... can we live here in the realm of cultural appropriation for a second?
Let's talk about this issue first, yes.
So, I fully understand how it is an asshole move to own the tropes of another culture. Just make up a pseudonym and then run with them for your own gain. So, has he come out and said anything about this? I mean, has he embraced some of the culpability for this or what?
Oh, yeah. He has, said... mea culpa, but at the same time he's really trying to make it not a big deal. So his main defense of it is like, oh, it was a long time ago, and it was a decade ago. It was a long time ago. It was just for a year. I was young and naive. I couldn't possibly know this thing that's a huge issue in the company / industry I was working in. How could I possibly know?
Way back in the dark ages.
Way back in the dark ages.
2007.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. So just like, how could I possibly have known anything at all?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, does being a dick on that level mean that he can't be the editor-in-chief of Marvel?
Here's the thing. I don't think it disqualifies him. So in a world where he was the only one you could possibly hire for that job, I could see how you would want to continue hiring him for job. If only there was literally anyone else in the world with experience and also a non-shitty background.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there are no other comics editors in the world that would want that job, alas.
Well, this is interesting. This goes back to a discussion we have again and again, right? The idea that, Johnny Depp, the allegations about Johnny Depp come out, and then people argue about, yeah, but his art, man.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, but...
Here's and you know this, my very angry opinion on it, which is that void will exist for a day. There's so much talent in this world, so much talent,
right,
that just kick them out. Kick them out, and there will be a void for a minute and a half, and someone will fill it.
And personally, I will accept the idea that Johnny Depp is talented. I will accept that. What I also believe, though, is that a lot of the power of Johnny Depp on screen comes from familiarity. I mean, he's become a brand that is bigger than the person.
I think that's true. And that might be what people are talking about when they talk about, like, losing the talent.
Well, yeah.
They mean losing the brand.
Right, and I'm not using that as a reason to keep hiring Johnny Depp. My point is that the next talented person to come along, they will get that momentum, that familiarity with the public and their work. It's not a singular thing. It's not an amazing phenomenon. It happens again and again.
Yeah, so I mean that's my point with CB is like if I was Marvel and I had this decision to make, I would ask him to step down and I would find somebody else.
This is a conversation that's going to be coming up again and again of to what standard do we hold our public figures, our people in higher offices of both private sector and public sector work. And I like to hope that we're going to raise the bar in general.
I hope so. I mean, if my boss found out that I did a bunch of stuff against policy under a fake name, they would fire me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, it's somehow we believe that being in a high office protects you from these consequences rather than raising the stakes for you.
Yeah. How much do we feel like this is coming from Trump being a shithead and seeming to get away with everything?
I think that that's not nerd news and we should move on. That's what I think.
All right, fine.
All right, let's talk about Marvel Comics more.
Okay.
So the other thing that Marvel Comics was dealing with this week, which actually started a couple months ago, but they made an announcement about it this week. Marvel Comics at a con released this comic that was in conjunction with Northrop Grumman.
Good old Northrop.
Northrop Grumman. Gosh, that's a hard thing to say. Northrop Grumman.
Okay.
Northrop Grumman.
One of my favorite Pokemon.
Previously Northrop Corporation, which was much easier to say, guys. They are a defense contractor. They make military weapons. Their most famous is the B-2 long-range stealth bomber, the plane most likely to carry an atomic weapon.
Just go ahead and back up a few steps.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Marvel? What's happening?
Yeah, okay, so that is what Northrop Grumman... God damn it.
Northrop Grindlebear.
Northrop Grindlebear is a defense contractor that makes all sorts of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
For some insane reason, Marvel did a comic book with them and a whole booth and advertising and stuff.
What kind of comic book?
For a comic book that basically featured some of their superheroes and this new team that was branded with Northrop.
Okay, so is this like back in the day when I used to see Captain America comics?
This is now. They did this now.
That advertised Campbell's soup? I mean, is it supposed to be that kind of tie-in? What are we talking about?
I guess. Okay, so a retro-style comic book cover was made of this, but it apparently was going to be a big thing, and then Twitter blew up. And one of the reasons Twitter blew up is because one of Marvel's characters is Tony fucking Stark,
right?
Whose entire storyline is Northrop, people like Northrop are bad because they make weapons that kill people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who the fuck greenlit that idea?
I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's go ahead and do a comic crossover with an arms manufacturer.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess in the massive backpedal, also it was called the Northrop Grumman Elite Nexus or Engine. So there you go.
Okay.
Anyway, in the massive backpedal that followed this mess, basically what they were trying to say is Northrop also does some aerospace stuff, including drones, but they do some aerospace stuff too. And so Marvel's backup was well, we were just trying to get attention for the aerospace industry and get people interested in science, and there are literally 6 billion ways to do that don't involve an arms manufacturer. Literally what they call that sort of manufacturer in most Marvel comics is a merchant of death.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they coined that term.
Yeah.
So tell me about this comic. It's probably Peter Parker, and there's a meet cute with a girl who loses her backpack in the cafeteria.
And then she's like, "Have you heard about the N2 bomber, Peter?"
I hear it's swell.
It's super cool. It can deliver a massive atomic weapon around the world.
Wow. That sounds like an excellent payload of fire and destruction.
It sure is, Peter.
Oh. Is that how Peter Parker sounds?
I don't think so.
Gosh.
That's I think that's from Thundercats. I think
Oh.
you're talking about... Yeah. What's his name? Snarf?
Snarf. Well, it does... I mean, I will say that Mumra the Ever-Living, it sounds like, would appreciate what this company does.
That's true. Yeah, I think he would be way into it.
And much like Mumra the Ever-Living, I'm imagining the CEO's only weakness is seeing how evil he is in the mirror.
Probably. I mean, you feel bad for Northrop because I'm sure that they're actually legitimately
Stick up for the little guy.
I'm just, I'm sure there are people in Northrop who are very excited about aerospace engineering.
Yeah.
And they might have been super pumped about this partnership.
Tell me this, though. Is this something that Marvel usually does? I mean, literally, I'm picturing a comic from when I was a kid sitting in an allergist office that had Captain America talking about how great Campbell's soup was. I don't recall anything like this since the 80s. Is this a common practice?
Not that I know of. I know that they do it occasionally, but mostly it's like Dare and stuff.
Wow. Okay. All right. Stuff that
like kids would, like you would want kids to know
kind
about.
of a public service angle.
And they have ads in their comics, but I mean that's a big deal to do it like as a partnership.
Yeah, and share a booth with them.
Yeah.
Weird. Very weird.
It was a very weird decision.
They need a new chief editor. Somebody who can really stick up for moral fortitude, you know?
Yeah. Get some diversity in there. Shake it up a little bit.
Well, holy shit, Marvel. Come on, man.
Get it together. Get it together, Marvel.
I really liked Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, just get it. Make him the Taika Waititi. Let's make him the editor-in-chief.
Ugh.
I don't know if he does comics, but I bet he can learn.
I don't think he would want to do that. I think he's got his own thing
Yeah,
going.
I think he's doing pretty okay.
I want him to hurry up and make werewolves.
I want him to hurry up and make rompers cool again because the man loves rompers and he looks so good in them. That was a chef kiss, everyone. I'm sorry. You can't see that.
All right. Well, horrifying, Leslie. Thanks for bringing that news to me today.
Are very welcome anytime.
Well, I want to bring up something, if I can. It's not news exactly. Can I do that?
Okay.
I've been reading Jeff Vandermeer again. His book, Born.
Oh, that guy.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding, Jeff. I love you a lot.
I was going to say, I'm bringing this up because he is one of your favorite authors.
I love everything he does.
I'm just digging on it. So, Jeff Vandermeer is can I call him a sci-fi writer? What is he?
Oh, absolutely. He's a sci-fi writer.
Okay. And Born, so far, is a fun, light-hearted story, a rom-com about a couple, an oddball couple of scavengers living in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Boy, I really...
Kind of, but it's in a city. It's a city wasteland.
Yeah. And, well, they're... What do I want to say here? Menaced by a colossal levitating bear? Is that fair to say, Leslie?
Yeah, that's true. And then they find a sentient sea anemone named Born.
Yeah, so far so good. I just kind of wanted to give Jeff a shout out too because you often, I know, cite his trilogy, the Southern Reach trilogy, as what?
My favorite books.
Yeah, the first book especially. What, Annihilation it's called.
Annihilation was one of those books that as a writer, when I was reading it, I was so angry because I didn't understand how he got away with. How is he keeping me interested while breaking all of the rules about how he was supposed to keep me interested? It's so good. It's so good. But actually, this is news, right? Because Annihilation, the first book, is being turned into a movie coming out next year.
That's right. I was getting there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. I forgot that.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Jeff Vandermeer.
I got your back. But yeah, so News Goblins update that you should read the first book, Annihilation, right now because it is going to be a book next year, or a movie next year. It's already a book.
Yeah, I mean, this is a book that, geez, what can I even say about it? There really aren't character names in the beginning. People are just called by their function. And you know that they're in a spooky place, if you will, and they have a little device with a light on it, and the light is supposed to light up if something is bad. And just saying that out loud, it sounds ludicrous that you could carry a novel
just on that premise.
With that loose premise right there. But he does it. He does it, and it's atmospheric, and the tension keeps ratcheting up. Yeah, give it a try. I mean,
absolutely.
Jeff Vandermeer, we had the chance to meet him.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah. As far as I know, he's not in cahoots with an arms dealer or,
writing under a pseudonym to bank on some sort of Orientalism.
We're probably wrong. This is going to bite us in the ass here
God,
in a couple
I hope
months.
Not. Jeff, please be good forever.
All of our heroes.
Oh, kill your heroes.
Kill your darlings.
They will only disappoint you. Let's talk about video games.
Yay!
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about Destiny 2.
Yes.
Which anybody who plays Destiny 2 knows I'm about to talk about a clusterfuck.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go ahead and start this by saying I did not like Destiny 2.
No.
I played a whole bunch of it, and here's how this went. So on Facebook and Twitter, all my friends were like, "Oh my God, Destiny 2, it's so much fun, I love it!" Blah. And I'm like, "Oh, I gotta get on this Destiny 2 train." So I'm playing and I'm playing and I'm playing. I probably played like a good amount of time, like 10 hours of it, something like that.
Probably.
And I went on Facebook and I'm like, "Hey guys, what am I missing? This is boring." And everyone is like, "Yeah, it's boring." What the hell? You guys said it was fun.
Yeah.
Where's the fun?
You all said it was fun, and then we dumped $60 on it.
Yeah.
And then later Leslie came
I'm like,
online to complain.
all I'm doing is killing the same things over and over and over and over, and then I get a gun that looks exactly like the gun I just had. What is what? Y'all lied to me. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, just watching it was boring. Because, I mean, it seems like a
grindy.
repetitive thing where it's the same mission with the same low-level grunts that you're trying to kill, and then the same mid-level boss that you're whittling down with sniper fire from a distance.
The only thing somebody told me, which I 100% believe this, is that it is apparently super fun if you play with a group. And I buy that. I bet this is a really fun group game.
Well, if the play mechanics are solid enough, then group play should solve that.
Sure.
But I don't know. It sure seemed billed to me like a game with a solid story mode.
First-person shooty adventure game. Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So this is what's happening with Destiny 2 right now.
Okay, what's happening?
So in Destiny 2, you get levels with experience until level 20, at which point you get loot boxes, like when you would...
Our old friend loot boxes.
And yes, Destiny 2 players, I know they're not called loot boxes, but I refuse to say the dumb word they're using for loot boxes.
Oh, what's the dumb word?
I'm not saying it.
What is it?
No.
Grab bags.
I honestly forget. Hold on.
Awesome casks.
Wait, hold on.
Sacks of plenty.
That's not what they're called.
Bonanza bins. Cantankerous cans.
You can keep going because I can't find it.
Thunder bag. No.
Nope.
I'll
fill
Tantrum trunks.
I can edit this out in post.
No. You're finding it.
God damn it.
Ammo armoires.
I just remember taking one look at it while I was playing and saying like, nope, that's a loot box.
Destructo desks.
This is incredibly...
Trapper keepers. No?
Engrams.
Kangaroo jacks.
Engram.
What?
Yeah.
Spell it again.
Engram.
Engrams.
Engram? Anyway, that was a huge diversion for something that was pointless. Okay, so after level 20, you get those instead of levels.
Sweet Engrams, bro.
Yeah, but of course, and this goes back to microtransactions, you can also buy them.
Of course.
So,
with Earth money.
Players started to notice that the longer they played, the slower they progressed towards loot boxes.
Okay.
So in other words, it was rigged.
So what we have here is one of those classic algorithms to get you to be fed up and just spend some more money.
Exactly. So they brought that up, and, it was supposedly like Destiny 2's developers supposedly fixed it. But then there was a follow-up issue where they apparently doubled the amount of XP you need to level up. And yes, I know that I'm simplifying it, Destiny 2 players, but I read that goddamn Reddit thread 6 times and I don't fucking understand it.
You need to check yourself, Destiny 2 players.
Do not
check
at
yourself.
me. Do not at me. I understand what is happening. I'm not going to explain it. The fact is, they doubled the XP you needed. They doubled it, like, secretly.
Right. That's the final word on it.
Yeah. So all of this sort of peaked. Quick aside here.
Oh, okay.
The next event for Destiny 2 is called Curse of Osiris.
Curse of Osiris.
They announced this on Twitter by talking about the character Osiris.
Sure, beloved character of film and television.
No, it's a character in the game.
Oh, okay.
Just called Osiris.
Wonderful Egyptian god.
Anyway,
possibly the father of paper.
They tweeted it as, quote, the OG badass, which, P.S., is the fastest way to make me think your character isn't badass. If you needed to call your character like, you failed. Anyway.
We all know that's Set or Anubis.
Obviously.
Or Thoth.
Obviously.
Go on, please.
So this all peaked when they were doing a video for the Curse of Osiris event.
Curse of Osiris.
And that was almost Irish.
Curse of Osiris.
Okay.
Oh,
that's O, comma.
Stephen Bagora. You got an Osiris. Oh, go down to McNamara's and see Osiris.
Are you done?
Probably. Please continue.
Okay. So this peaked during the
What a bunch of malarkey.
Curse of Osiris event, when a community manager was promising that the event would be like really rewarding and that they'd fixed all the problems and blah, blah, blah. And then they opened a chest and immediately got an incredibly shitty reward.
A chest? Do you mean a...
I don't actually know. This is literally a chest. They opened a chest. But they literally got a shitty prize, and like as they're explaining, that it was gonna be great. So then on this last Tuesday, they canceled the event's live stream.
Boom.
And the event is still scheduled to start this upcoming Tuesday, but everything's kind of up in the air, and the developers kind of just aren't talking. So no one knows what's happening.
That's Osiris.
Yeah.
Up to his antics again.
Turns out the actual Curse of Osiris is that they can't get anything to fucking work in their game.
Well, I think we'd just like to extend a big old fuck you to Destiny 2 in general.
I'm sorry to any Destiny 2 players.
Nope, we're putting Destiny 2 and Marvel on blast
Just
today.
come play Overwatch. It's not the same thing, but yeah, Marvel and Destiny 2. You guys we're calling you out.
You're in our shit box.
In the shit box. Is that like a new part of the show?
I feel like that might be slang for a butthole. So let's pick a different shit list.
That's literally okay. Yeah, sure,
Poop
fine.
Farm.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Well, all right.
All right.
That was a lot of grim stuff.
You want another one? I got another grim one.
Jeez. All right, fine. But we're going to end on a cheerful note.
I warned you. I actually do have a cheerful note to end on, but
Good.
I did warn you that a lot exploded this week.
Everything is so dark, Leslie.
I know. I'm so sorry.
So dark.
I'm so sorry.
You merely adopted the dark.
Do your Irish accent.
Yeah, I was born in it.
Do that in an Irish accent.
I can't.
Yes, you can. I believe it.
Take back your city, Batman. Nope, I can't do it. Can't. Sorry.
All right, practice that for next week. Okay, so Epic, the video game maker Epic,
All right.
who does a video game called Fortnite.
Huh, I do not know this game.
It's a co-op sandbox survival video game. I had to Google it because I didn't know what it was. It's a free game. This is important to the story.
Cool.
It banned several players from the game for cheating.
Seems reasonable.
Quite a while ago. And then also took the interesting step of taking them to court.
Ooh, all right.
And suing them for loss of profit.
Okay, how? So how does profit come into play here?
That's a good question, and that is what the defense is stating. Like, how with a free game does cheating lose you profit? But here's the sort of turn. And this is not the first game that has taken players to court for modding or screwing with their game. But this time, one of them is 14.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How could this possibly be worth the time and effort? Lawyers cost money and such.
Yeah, I have no idea. And so his mother, the news this week is that his mother wrote a letter that was fairly scathing. And it did bring up, in fact, like, how the hell is he making you lose money? They also apparently accused the 14-year-old of creating the modding software that he used to cheat.
They're going to get this 14-year-old a job is what they're going to do.
Right. And his mom is like, no, he just downloaded it from a site. Why aren't you going after the site he downloaded it from? Like, what What are you going to get out of a 14-year-old boy that you couldn't get out of this site?
Also, who gives a shit?
Also, who gives a shit?
If somebody's cheating at a free game and you ban them, I think case closed.
You're done. You did it. Congrats.
You don't need to call Hercule Poirot on this one.
Yeah.
Just ban him.
Let's get some Sherlock on this.
Do you know what? Just the charges of what? They're just. I still don't even understand the premise of how they're taking him to court.
I mean, I just said it. Like they are saying that he lost them revenue.
Beyond that, I thought you couldn't take a minor to court. I wouldn't think you'd have standing to do that.
Well, apparently, not only did they take a minor to court, but they put a press release out with his name, which is also illegal.
Holy shit!
Because you cannot name a minor when they're in a court case. They have to be, Jane Doe or John Doe. Or their initials.
Or like fart face T cheater butt. That would really show the 14-year-old.
Yeah. What now? I've got you a new nickname.
Also, we found out who you have a crush on.
Oh,
Boom.
no.
We taught your parents how to use Snapchat.
Oh, God. Oh, the worst one. I'd rather go to jail.
Wow, that's really odd.
Yeah. Yes. So.
Is this a PC game? How have I missed this one? I usually love sandbox games.
I'm not sure because I didn't care about it. So I'm not sure. Someone tweet me with what it is.
Has anybody... So what? Is there a precedent to be found? Is there a moral to be found in this story, Leslie?
Corporations are evil?
Okay. Huh.
Is that a...
Maybe Marvel can do some sort of partnership tie-in with them.
Maybe they can get Northrop in there, too.
Damn, girl. Do you have your positive news ready for me?
Yeah, you want your positive news?
Yes, please.
Okay. SpaceX in December, so now.
SpaceX gonna give it to us. Let's hear it.
This month is going to send cargo to the International Space Station. That is not news. They have done that several times at this point. The news part of it is that they are going to use a Falcon 9 rocket that has already flown to space and back. Mm-hmm. To go to the space station.
Damn.
So this is not the first time that one of their ships has been recycled, but it is the first time that one of their ships has been recycled for a mission of this magnitude.
Okay, so this is monumental. This has got to be a first, right?
I just said it wasn't.
Of this magnitude. You said of this magnitude.
Yes. So it is a first. Like they know it is big because SpaceX whole thing is we're going to recycle, like we're going to have ships go up into space and come back and go up into space and come back. Like we're going to be able to recycle the technology and not have to invest so much into new technology every time.
Cool.
So this will be a huge test of whether or not they can do it. Now we know that they can do it because it's been done before. I think in Belgium, they used one of their ships twice but as you know, because I have ranted about it.
As I know well, yes.
Shipments to the International Space Station are a big goddamn deal because they don't have anything up there and they need supplies.
Well, as I recall, when we were at NASA last year, the nice person from NASA we were talking to was emphasizing to us what a big deal it was when they missed launches to resupply the space station.
Well, SpaceX's big problem last year when they had the ship fall and explode, that was supposed to go to the International Space Station. That was a huge stress on everyone. Because they needed that launch right after we were there was like their last chance to get up and resupply.
And so everybody died, right?
Everyone's dead.
Is that what I remember?
No, that's not true. Oh. Everyone's fine. They made it.
Yay!
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited. So this month, they will be launching that up there. I assume with probably like Christmas cookies and stuff.
Good job, Elon Musk.
Good job, Elon Musk.
He should come out with a signature scent called Elon Musk.
Smells like the future.
And probably like burning electrical parts.
Oh God.
And the future.
It would just it would smell like that clean plastic smell you get when you open a new electronic.
Also, when you spray it on your skin, you can then photosynthesize.
Yes, and go faster.
It costs $50,000 a bottle.
But one day they'll make it affordable.
One day. They're losing money on it right now, but
the hope is that one day they'll be able to mass produce a family.
They're going to shift the whole paradigm on this one.
Exactly.
Well, good. Okay. Yeah. So that's good news if they make it.
I think they'll make it. I have faith in them.
Leslie, what's your favorite holiday movie?
My favorite, gosh.
Answer me.
I don't know, baby.
Tell me. Tell me what it is.
You put me on the spot.
Did.
Does Star Wars count?
As a holiday movie?
I think of that as a holiday movie because I watch it during the holidays.
Well, at the end of Return of the Jedi, there's kind of a holiday on the moon of Endor.
Yeah, sure.
With the Ewoks.
Sure.
Nom, nom, bop, 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 bop.
I kind of have always disliked holiday movies. Like, even growing up, we would go over to my grandmother's house, and she had, like, a stack of holiday VHSs, and I just, like, dreaded having to watch them all again.
All right. I think my favorite is either Die Hard or Gremlins.
Yeah, everyone says Die Hard. I guess that's
Or
technically a
Gremlins.
Christmas movie.
Well, yeah, it's Christmassy.
Gremlins is a good Christmas movie.
Yeah, it really warms the heart.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of any Christmas movies I like at all.
I think we've decided we celebrate candle nights now.
I think so.
Of My Brother and Me fame.
Yeah, I think that's right.
All right, hey. Well, that was some good, hard-hitting journalism you just laid on me.
Yeah. Sorry that was so grim. Hopefully we'll have some more exciting.
Yeah, there'll be some new technology and farting or yo-yos that we'll talk about next time.
A new fidget spinner.
Yeah, a new fidget spinner.
The fidget spinner X.
Yeah.
Actually, the good news is that coming up now, we should probably get, more and more stuff for the holidays announced. So that'll be exciting, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I hope.
New Razor scooters and Teddy Ruxpins.
Yeah, new racism scooters.
No. Stop it.
No, on that.
We're going to turn things around in 2018.
All right. Yeah, 2018's our year.
It's our year.
Our year.
We're going to be...
Oh, here's some good news. I do have some good news.
Okay.
You set up the Xbox.
I did just now.
Just now, so I can go play Overwatch now. That's good news.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
Congratulations.
I'm Woo!
All right. Well, hey, everybody, go forth and follow us on Twitter?
On Twitter and Facebook, and give us a review on iTunes if you have a second. It really helps people find us.
If you have the urge, you could send an email to us at newsgoblins@gmail.com.
If I screwed anything up, which I probably did, please send me a tweet or a Facebook message, and I would be happy to correct it.
Yeah.
If you just want to hear more about something, Cal. If you want to hear more about something, let me know. If you just think I would think something is cool, also let me know.
Yep. And as always, a special hello to Vin Diesel.
Yeah, hi, Vin.
A long-time listener.
That's not true.
You don't know that.
I don't know that. I'm going to assume.
Thanks for alienating our favorite listener,
Sorry,
Vin Diesel.
Sorry, Vin. You're my fave.
I've been listening to you guys. Yeah, that's more like a Sylvester Stallone, wasn't it?
Okay, everybody, we're out, and see you guys next week.
Bye.